some of what we're about, what our nonprofit organization is about. We're about sustainability, which is conserving energy, conserving water, resources, living in a healthy environment. These are all aspects of sustainability when it comes to building homes. But we also work on sustainability issues that have to do with water conservation and food production, local food. So when we think positively, I like to call this sustainable thought. So we stay grateful for all of our blessings, all of the things that are meaningful in our lives. We look around, we see nature, and we don't just focus on what's going wrong with nature and some of the environmental issues. We appreciate the beautiful world that we live in, and we stay positive. And from there, we create solutions to the issues around the environment and other things. We're making energy all the time. And the other part of this is that the home uses much less energy than a typical home this size because of the lighting, efficient appliances, and then how we build the house reduces the amount of heat and cooling that we need because of how it's built. The heating source is geothermal, which is we drill 6 200-foot wells down into the ground, and we use the earth temperature as the exchange for our heating system. The earth temperature year-round is 58 degrees. Even if it's 0 outside, 58 degrees underground. So when we are in this house in the wintertime and all the doors and windows are closed, we're breathing really healthy air. And it goes into underground cisterns, 100%.
And how big is your roof?
The actual roof catchment area is about 6,000 square feet. And then even when you go through the bathrooms, you'll see the toilets have dual flush. One flush for numero uno, one flush for numero dos. And it saves a lot of water, Building materials, the glue, the caulking, the finishes on the cabinets, the inside cabinet boxes don't have any formaldehyde or things that outgas and make the indoor air quality unhealthy. It's called a hybrid evaporative cooler. Uses about half the water and much less energy than a typical, and it also puts much less humidity in the house, which is not, when you get 90% humidity, it's not healthy. So this only gives you about 60% humidity. So that's our cooling system. And we only use it, very sporadically. The building officials and inspectors were all trained here as far as how to look at green building because they hadn't had much experience prior to. Sealed combustion, and then dual catalytic conversion. It burns the wood 2 times, so the smoke that goes up the chimney, very, very small in terms of pollution, and then the amount of wood is very small. The ceramic heats up at night, radiates out the heat. Clear story windows, they're facing south. The sun in the winter time comes right into the house, warms this all up. These walls are made out of block that was made right here on site, compressed earth block, kind of like adobe, but made with a compressed earth, the earth that we got right here on site. And it has the HEPA filter, so it takes all the nasty stuff out of the air, the pollens, and if we, like last year when we had the fires here, we had these going, the house was closed up tight, so we're not breathing the smoke that was happening from the fires. Which is connected to the 6 wells that go underground and use the earth temperature of 58 degrees. And we heat it with this. And this is a large inverter for all the modules that are on the roof. And that one's for the PV tracker that tracks the sun all day. And you'll see that in a minute. It's called a tracker. So it tracks the sun. and it'll follow it around like this for sunset, and then at night it'll spin around and wait for sunrise the next morning. 20% more efficient. The other thing is that because it's cooler, the heat doesn't build up like it does on the roof, so that gives it about another 5% efficiency. So about 25% more efficient than just a roof-mounted system. You see these downspouts that are coming out of here? Mm-hmm. This catches right here 40% of the roof. These two big cisterns underground right here are about 3,400 gallons of water right here. The solar electric is pretty obvious. That's the PV modules for making electricity. And then if you can see these totally black collectors right here, that's making solar thermal hot water for the domestic hot water. And then when we make more water than we're using, it gets pumped back into the geothermal system in the wintertime.